Hey guys, I know you're used to Arma 3 mod content from me. Don't worry, baby, I'll be right back. But I absolutely had to talk about this upcoming project from the world-renowned Arma 3 content creator Karmakut, and that project is called Bellum. You heard that right. Earlier in 2024, Karmakut announced that he's creating his own MILSIM, a platoon-sized tactical shooter that looks to combine many of the features that we know and love from games like Arma 3, Ready or Not, Squad, and even Ground Branch. Now, this is not a paid or requested review. I simply am a massive fan of Karmakut's style of content creation because that man is a pillar of the Arma 3 MILSIM community. Everything he makes is absolute quality, and the fact that he is making a game absolutely piqued my interest. On December 20th, the first gameplay was released on Karmakut's official YouTube channel, and it looks pretty incredible already for being in early alpha, which itself was a point he wanted to get across in this release, so you should expect many things to change while the development timeline moves forward. The team behind this game is fucking stacked with talent across the MILSIM space, including developers from Arma, Squad, Ready or Not, and Ground Branch, which should really tickle the pickle of anyone watching this that have played those games previously because they are all incredible in their own right. Bellum also includes notable personalities like Controlled Pairs, who himself is acting as an advisor of sorts, playtesting the game and giving pointers from his real-world experiences as an Army infantry officer during the global war on terror. Pairs is also heavily invested in the virtual training and battle space, seeking the highest fidelity TTPs the virtual world can provide. These factors combined get me really excited for how Bellum will shape up going forward. So let's talk about what's been publicly announced for Bellum itself. As stated, Bellum is going to have a platoon-scale strategic planning with squad-level execution. Size and scope is going to be an important factor, and one which would be the driving force behind what I'm guessing would be about 90% of the game after that decision. Karmakut is known for his large-scale battles where he pits 100 players versus 100 players in massive Arma 3 scenarios that are meticulously planned and executed. And it seems like Bellum will be leaving that large-scale combined warfare setting within Arma and cutting out just the squad and platoon-sized elements of those engagements to then be refined into a game that hyper-focuses on creating a dynamic platoon-sized tactical shooter. Karma has stated that Bellum's maps are to be about 4 kilometers by 4 kilometer areas, allowing for controlled movements of tactical elements on the battlefield, but aren't so big that you're basically in a fucking walking simulator. If you've watched any of his large-scale scenarios, then you know exactly the level of squad-based combat I'm talking about. Looking at some of the key features of this game, we of course have the movement and gunplay at the forefront. Bellum is again taking key inspiration from most of the popular MILSIM games on the market and looks to bridge the gap between many of them with features such as the ability to control your speed of movement on the fly like Ground Branch and Ready or Not, while also changing your combat stance like you could do in Arma. The gunplay, however, will probably be the hardest thing for the team to nail down, and as Pairs alluded to in his first details video of Bellum, not everyone will enjoy your decision. However, knowing the level of passion both Karma and Pairs have for MILSIM and getting the fidelity of it just right means that they are seeking perfection with both handling and gun feel in the game, something I feel we may see multiple revisions of as the game develops and the feedback is provided from the playtesters. Expanding on key features, we have an advanced medical system, and I can already hear the Arma 3 ace medical enjoyers losing their collective shit as they froth over the new tactical medic avenue. This system looks pretty robust already, with plenty of room for expansion. Admittedly, I was not a huge fan of the ace medical stuff. I found it very tedious and annoying because the AI in Arma was just so fucking OP, and now I've got this extra bullshit to worry about while also not trying to die. It just didn't vibe with me, which is why I like dropping bombs and blowing shit up. It did, however, provide a layer of authenticity and realism to ground combat that other shooters simply did not have, or if they did have it, it was super simplified. This will be another one of those mechanics that need to be balanced enough to satisfy the MILSIMers while not scaring off new players. But right now it's looking familiar yet robust, so I'm sure that these mechanics and its dedicated advanced ranger first responder role will expand as the game progresses. There's also an advanced armor system that has become an increasingly common feature in minigames like Tarkov and even modded into Arma 3, but I feel it's hit or miss with many player bases due to how we've all kind of grown up playing shooters, not really needing to worry about armor, at least in this capacity. It sucks feeling like you've killed a dude only for them to have a better understanding of the armor system and takes you out with a well-placed headshot or body shot that avoids the armor system entirely. Bullet simulation will play a key role here, and this will no doubt be a point of contention for many, as the Bellum team gets that formula just right, striking a balance between fun and realism. Bellum's user interface will be ultra minimalist, and all of the communication and control elements will be manipulated through the in-game ATAK, or Android Tactical Assault Kit system. Developed by the Air Force Research Lab, this real-world tech used by many soft community members to keep situational awareness of the battle space around them, highlighting friendly and enemy positions using a phone or a watch, while communicating vital battlefield information in real time to combatant commanders. Teamwork itself will be an essential requirement to play and excel in Bellum, and it looks like the C2 features are robust with room for expansion when new kit items like drones come online later in development. Finally, the visual and audio combination on display in Bellum look incredible so far. I see much inspiration taken from Squad's explosions, and it looks like smoke elements from maybe Ground Branch and Ready or Not, which is a great combination if you ask me. Audio, however, is where many games get it wrong, and Bellum is on track to be one of the very few to get it right straight out of the gate. These guys know immersion, and they know what the MILSIM community craves when it comes to intense gunfights. We're starting to see this level of audio fidelity in games like Arma Reforger, where dedicated sound engineers are capturing the intense auditory aspects of combat. To further enhance the soundscape, in-game proximity-based VoIP and radio communications will be available, which just shows the inspiration from Arma 3 mods like TFAR and Acre, as well as in-game comms from Squad. All of these features combined are giving me big-time, perfect MILSIM vibes, but I think we, the player base, also need to temper our expectations to allow the development team the time that they need to create, field, receive feedback, and then ultimately refine their work until it is that perfect formula that we all crave so much. Understanding also that this is not a AAA studio, hamstrung by the pressures and desires of an overbearing publishing studio. These are MILSIM community leaders and members creating the game that they and the community wants to play. And if it's going to be successful, it will need our support and our feedback. I'm looking forward to how Bellum shapes up in the future, and we'll post again when new updates are released. If you've watched this far, then you are my core audience, and I cannot thank you enough for choosing to spend your time with me today. Thank you as always to my incredible patrons and channel members for their tireless support of me and the channel. Thank you guys so much for helping me keep the lights on over here on the channel. And thank you all again for your time and for watching, and I will see you in the next video.